We're doing a little bit of time traveling to be in the episode here. Had to add this on Wednesday. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this at the top of the episode, and I bring this to you with a heavy heart. So on Tuesday, Cameron Brink tore her ACL. Rip to her Rookie of the Year hopes. But really, I mean, do you think that would actually be the top of this episode? No. I added this on at the beginning because Willie Mays passed away on Tuesday at the age of 93. And he kind of fits well into this episode because we'll be going over Brady, the Brady ceremony, which was on 6/12/24. Just add 12 gold gloves and 24 All-Star Game appearances for number 24 to the list of Gronk's free association with the numbers and the date.
Made the right call by putting Tom in within the first year and doing it on June 12th. Obviously, it's the 6th month of the year. He won 6 Super Bowls here. Tom's number 12 in 2024 is just age girls that Tom and Bill are talking to now, 24-year-olds. So.
But seriously, now would be a great time to watch the Say Hey Kid documentary of his life on HBO if you haven't already seen it. Well worth it for anyone, not just baseball fans. Rest in peace to Willie Mays. Finally, in a good hotel. Spirits are already elevated this week. It is way too hot to sit outside for this one. It was very nice, a very nice change of pace last week. But I swear it's just sweat that's coming out of my eyes when we go over Brady's induction to the Patriots Hall of Fame. But it will be tears of laughter after we go over Antonio Brown on the Pivot podcast. I still don't know what CTESPN is, but it is now confirmed that he at least has CTE. Take a shot every time Antonio Brown says trauma.
Trauma.
Don't, you'd be dead. All right, let's hop right into episode 107.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Skenes Stash! The Skenes Stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten.
Majors go drink, man. Let's go!
All right, let's go over the Pirates this week. Like I said last week, they started their first series against the Cardinals this year. And it started out well, but there was some devil magic that happened. We overcame it. They got to review a foul tip / passed ball when the Pirates essentially lost a game 2 days prior to not being able to challenge the same thing. But I guess it's reviewable if the outcome of the game is on the line, which it doesn't make any sense. Just have it reviewable in any circumstance. It's obvious that it was a foul ball last week against the Twins. Fuck it, I'm still hung up on that. But Skenes came in. This was Skenes' first start where the offense didn't score more than 7 runs for the whole game. But that didn't matter as he goes 6.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 walks, 8 Ks. No runs allowed. Oh, he actually got Cardinals fans to give him a standing ovation. What a bunch of cucks.
We'll hand over the baseball, 103 pitches. He'll leave with a runner at second, 1 out.
Look at this, Greg.
Yeah,
we got
Cardinal fans giving him a standing ovation.
Incredible.
I wouldn't give Bob Gibson a standing ovation after he would inevitably shut out the Pirates and make them look silly for all 9 innings. Well, then games 2 and 3 didn't go well. Falter lost, and Keller picked up his first loss in over a month. That was very shocking. I'm surprised he went that long. Still not terrible, though. He only allowed 4 runs over 6 innings, so his 5 innings pitch streak is still alive. All right, and then they rounded out the weekend with a series against Colorado in Colorado. And there was some offense. Unfortunately, on Saturday, the offense did not go their way, and they lost 16-4. All right, so Jones picked up the loss in this one. He allowed 6 earned runs again after allowing 6 earned runs, not in his last start, but his previous start against the Tigers. Man, what did I tell you about pounding that zone? It'll come back to bite you eventually. But then they closed out the series 8-2 on Sunday, took home a much-needed W and a much-needed series win. And then finally, for the first time since before Memorial Day, the Pirates finally played on Monday. I cannot believe this. Yeah, they have not played since the Monday before Memorial Day on a Monday. That's insane. Before they started the series against the Reds. Snoop Dogg learning who Ellie De La Cruz is so fucking funny.
I came in where the players come in at, because I'm a player. Get up in there. Oh, he's saying if he can't throw that, he ain't got no arm like that. No, he don't.
Oh, he does, though.
No, he don't.
Oh, he does.
Who is that with that rocket?
Ellie De La Cruz.
Oh, Lord.
With a howitzer.
He got a rocket in his pocket. Oh, he made that.
But speaking of Ellie, in that Monday game against the Reds, no one will ever run on Skenes again. Oh my God, this was sweet. They challenged the tag at first base after Ellie De La Cruz was initially called safe, and he was out by the lace of a glove.
And a throw over, close.
That quick move, and he fires that ball over there. Very close.
They're going to challenge.
They got to check it.
They're going to challenge.
Check it very close.
That was the only thing that Rowdy did right in that game. He hit a hustle double after the shallow fly ball that he hit landed. Softly hit, too. But then he got caught in a rundown between second and third on a Hayes grounder right to De La Cruz at short. Dumb. Just a terribly dumb decision by Rowdy. Oh, well, at least they beat the Reds in that first game, and Falter has a chance to redeem himself on Tuesday night, and then Keller is following him on Wednesday. So that in itself must be a big confidence boost to have the consistent veteran make the start the day after you, to take like a little pressure off of being so focused on the result so much as just going out and executing your pitches, which Falter has been doing an excellent job at. So overall for the Pirates, they went 4-2 to round out the week last week. They're starting this week strong with 2 wins. Win on Sunday, win on Monday. Very good start. They need to win these divisional games. Last thing for baseball here. Old Grimby, has given his mystical powers to the Mets after he threw out the first pitch, and they have not lost since. They actually swept the Padres for the first time in 18 years, thanks to Grimace. Thank you, Grimace. Now, if they start losing, Grimace has actually cursed them, with the whole Grimace shake thing. So if they start losing, Grimace is going to force them to drink the shakes. He's been creating an extremely potent batch, and it's dangerous for the world. Some NHL news, actually expansion team news. The new team in Utah took a page out of Washington's book and will be called the Utah Hockey Club for its inaugural season next year. I love it. I am of the belief that Washington should have remained the Washington Football Club. So, you know what? Utah, stick with it. Hold to your guns. Do not change to like the Utah Mormons or something like that. Please don't. Just a fresh, clean look. Not overdoing it, not going crazy. They're not the Kraken. They're not the Las Vegas Golden Knights. They're just the Utah Hockey Club. I do like it. All right, I am almost sick of hearing about this news. More football players turning into rappers. Mandatory Lil Wayne concert? The players at Colorado had to attend a mandatory Lil Wayne concert to support Shadur's rap career. Was he opening for him or something? What the fuck is going on here? Why are so many football players dead set on turning into rappers after this? I mean, it is pretty easy, like we showed with the Mac Jones diss track, which that actually was Mac Jones. It's just so odd. And you know what? I think this may have been the guy to start the trend of professional football players turning into rappers, but I had totally forgotten until he was on the Pivot podcast. Antonio Brown. We haven't heard from him in a while, other than the Caitlin Clark tweet, which he brings up multiple times in the video. So I guess that's a good thing. But this is what Terrence Howard sounded like on Joe Rogan to anyone that had a brain. This man is crazy, but at least he's self-aware of it, and that makes him smarter than Terrence Howard. They really drilled him hard, though, and I loved that on this podcast. Ryan Clark, you could tell that he actually cares about him. Immediately, the episode opens with, "Man, my life is a movie theater." Ryan Clark asks him, Now, what does that mean? Ryan Clark, I think he just misspoke and meant to say his life was like a movie. But with all the CTE, that's not clear. And you do have to ask him, I suppose. Which he did confirm that he does, in fact, have CTE when he asked the rest of the room if they had it. They all said no. And before Ryan Clark could answer, he said, I know Ryan Clark got CTE, but like in a good way, though.
I don't got no CTE.
I know Ryan Clark got CTE. He been hitting niggas.
I'm sure I do.
But not like in a bad way.
Nah, I know exactly. Listen.
That was wild. He says some crazy shit in this fucking interview. The happy ending joke was crazy. He was like, man, I think all us football players want is a happy ending. I mean, like a happy ending. And then he's like looking at the one guy. He's like, don't look over here, motherfucker.
I would like a happy ending right now. But nobody's going to give me a...
You better not look over here, motherfucker.
I know you a honey dog.
He just describes at one point how far he has to go back when he's stroking it. Like, what? What the fuck? And then he also, right at the end of the podcast, talked about how he made a chick measure his dick. Like, what in the hell?
I'm doing hip thrust.
You ain't going that deep.
I'm getting deep. My rod is sinker.
Way back here.
My bait and sinker, you heard? That shit dropping.
God damn.
I got big bait on here. I know you would like this type of shit.
It's some nasty shit?
Yeah, some nasty shit.
Yeah, I like it.
Like, I was telling this girl after she measured my package, I was like, put that shit up on your fingers to see how big I'm is. So she was like,
she got it tight like that.
And I was like, put that shit on. We gonna end it with that.
That's how you know he has CTE, 100% sure. And then he has the audacity to go and say, I can't be canceled. Like, what?
You might get canceled. I just start at a point where I can't be canceled.
I think you almost were, and that's why you've been so quiet. He had his lawyer there, and like they had to pre-ask his lawyer questions. I think one of his funniest responses was like,
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not broke, but I'm fractured.
No.
What happened?
When asked if he has no money or if he just strategically declared bankruptcy. Vontaze Burfict fractured something, that's for sure. Fantazi Burficit. That one's for you, RJ. We kept bringing this up for God knows what reason. Just to be like, oh, well, he's white and I'm black and I got vilified for this. And he kept comparing Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clark a white bitch. And he probably just said, oh, that white bitch can do anything. To AB calling her Harry on Twitter.
Do you ever think about, like, the stuff you're doing now, people are putting that and making that your legacy over that you was the baddest man out there running routes. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, they don't look at that. Now they're looking at you. They're looking at Instagram. They're looking at them videos where it's kind of minimizing the football field for what you are now and what you're doing now.
The archive work of being a football player is immortal. You know what I mean? Like, you can't diminish a player role just because you think personally he doing something that you may not agree with or you may not understand. I feel like, you know, in life as a black person, like I made a point earlier, Pat McAfee called Caitlin Clark a great athlete, a white bitch.
Oh, Caitlin Clark probably has a bush. Like, that's a little bit more crass, yeah. You were right when you explained it that way. And he said this in response, like as a means to justify his actions off the field, like taking away from his on-the-field achievements. It's like, what? I didn't understand that part at all. And at some points, it was very hard to follow him. I really cannot believe that he truthfully believes he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2027. Because he was like, man, you're eligible in 2027 with Ben Roethlisberger to go into the Hall of Fame. And he was like, yeah, man, we're going in together.
Yes, we going as a tandem.
Ooh, I don't get your hopes up, AB. Please, you might go crazy again if you don't get in with Roethlisberger. If you're like this excited about it and you're like that sure about it, I find that hard to believe. You got 3 years to clear your name here. And it was cool. He, said he's been going to therapy and everything. And maybe he just went over this like in his most recent therapy session. But I counted. And I could be wrong. He could have said it more. It was kind of on the low end, and I went back to check. He said trauma 50 times in 70 minutes.
Trauma, 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 traumas, 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 trauma, 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 trauma.
There is 100% something wrong with him. There is no way. You do not say one word 50 times in 70 minutes unless it's like, the, a, or and. And even then, I don't even know if you would say common words like that many times. 50 times he said trauma. CTE must really be on his mind. But yeah, speaking of the Hall of Fame, let's go over it. I was really getting emotional. Brady's induction into the Patriots Hall of Fame didn't start until 7 o'clock last Wednesday, so I decided to leave it for this week. And I'm glad I did, because there's a little bit more that came out of this than I was expecting. So, God, everyone was there, and at points, it just felt like the second roast of Tom Brady. Fucking Bill Burr was there, and that made me realize, how was Burr not on the roast of Brady? That doesn't make any sense to me. So, you got Sam J. Yeah, you couldn't get Bill Burr, another Bostonian? Come on. Someone that actually does care about football? Oh, man. You realize right away that the roast was missing him, and that it could have done without Matt Damon or Tom and Bert, to be honest with you. Brady's speech was incredible.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, everyone. Sit down. Patriot Nation, it feels good to be home. I am Tom Brady, and I am a Patriot. Thank you.
I'm getting chills just recalling it right now. I am a Patriot. You could see that was... he almost broke down. He almost broke down, and man, he held his composure, and I'm shocked he did. He was actually wearing one ring, and before I found out what it was, I thought it would be funny if it was his Tampa Bay ring that he won there. Just trolling everyone, but it was actually a custom ring from Kraft with the number 12 on it. And Kraft is bringing out all the stops for him. Brady will have a 12-foot bronze statue that will be unveiled this coming season. It's not going to be some little bullshit Allen Iverson fucking 2 feet high bronze statue. This is going to be the real deal Tom Brady statue. And I really hope it doesn't get cut down like the Jackie Robinson statue. That would be very bad. But no, it will be protected with someone's life. I'm sure it will be under constant surveillance and that thing will not be touched. I think this was the biggest shocker. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. But full kudos to Tom Brady and full kudos to Robert Kraft for doing this. Number 12 has officially been retired in the organization. No one will ever wear number 12 again.
There is only one iconic number that will always represent Tom Brady. And tonight, I promise that it will never be worn again, as the number 12 is now officially retired.
and it sent chills. It's still sending chills throughout my body. I was overwhelmed. I was like, he 100% deserves it. I was not expecting this. This is the right thing to do. Man, congratulations to Tom Brady on such a great career. And you know what? I was going to sneak in my maybe top 3 Brady games. In no particular order, but when he played against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, when he played against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, and then this one's going to be a weird one. When they beat the shit out of the Titans like 59-6 in that snow game, I will forever remember that when they're in their red alternates. For some reason, I loved that game. I was at my grandparents' house when I was watching it. I remember exactly where I was. And then Kerry Collins came into the game, and we had a whole Kerry Collins discussion about, oh, didn't he used to go to Penn State? What the hell is he still doing in the league? Oddly enough, I think that's a good top 3. The Falcons Super Bowl, the Seahawks Super Bowl, and then that game against the Titans. You know what? That maybe is just to put a Band-Aid on the wound of Tom Brady's last game where he threw that final deciding pick against the Titans. Oh, man. Of course, that had to pop into my mind right at the last second. But yes, congratulations to you, Tom Brady. And of course, Belichick was there too. And he brought along his 24-year-old girlfriend. Gronk actually hinted towards it. And I don't know if he was supposed to tell anyone. Oh my God. Belichick does reportedly have a 24-year-old girlfriend that he met after they bonded over her philosophy paper. You want me to show you a little bit of philosophy? Hey, do you have a Ring doorbell? No. Oh, this is going to work perfect then. It would be funny if it came out that she's like, if she comes out like on Twitter is like, no, I'm not actually Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Just like how that chick who sat with Mark Davis at the at one of the Raiders games, it was rumored that she had was pregnant with Mark Davis's child. But she came out on Twitter and was like, no fucking way. Like, I was just invited to sit in the suite and happened to sit next to him. But that's very weird too. All of these old men. Dude, he's like 71, 72. Oh my God, it's almost a 50-year age gap. That's bad. All right, we touched on Mac Jones being a rapper earlier. He might want to embrace the rap career because he's not taking Trevor Lawrence's spot now. Although I said initially that's a lot of money for Mac Jones to take the starting job from him. 5 years, $275 million extension with $142 million guaranteed. And someone made a really good point. These quarterbacks are getting like supermax extensions that NBA players are getting. And that's like the best money available because I think that's all guaranteed as well. But $142 million guaranteed, you're getting closer. Deshaun Watson still got all of his guaranteed. That's fucking wild and a waste of money. We'll see if this is a waste of money. I think Shad Khan just kind of wants to be like, yeah, I did the right thing. Let's just pay him and we'll make him the starting quarterback. Now he has no choice but to do well. There's still, I don't know. Is Gabe Davis enough? No. You also lost Zay Jones, and now you have, and Calvin Ridley's gone. So what the fuck are you doing? I really don't get it. You have Christian Kirk. Okay. All right. Speaking of spending more money, Pitt's new locker room is nice as fuck is now on par with like a locker room you would see in the SEC. It reminded me a little bit of the LSU locker room. Does that mean that the Steelers benefit from this too? I guess we'll find out in the midseason of Hard Knocks when they go over every single AFC North team. This is pretty intriguing because everyone has a chance to compete this year. As long as everyone can stay healthy, there's a shot for all 4 of these teams to make the playoffs. And, I mean, hey, as long as Mike Tomlin can keep the Steelers at, like, if the Steelers go 10-6, maybe someone else, maybe the Browns can sneak in there at 10-7. Maybe the Browns could sneak in there at like 9-8. I don't know how that would break down. I don't know if that's possible, but with maybe the Ravens would have the number 1 seed or a first round bye. It's certainly possible for all 4 teams in the AFC North to make the playoffs this year, and it's going to be exciting to follow along with on Hard Knocks. All right, this may as well be the HBO category. We'll stick with this. First off, rip to Jerry West. Even though he complained about the show, he really did die because he was thinking about HBO canceling Winning Time, and it gave him heart palpitations. Because, yeah, he did complain about it, but it was really good, and they should bring it back. I don't care if they fucked up the last episode. Please, just do something. Please. Oh, I loved it so much. I thought it was so good. I actually have to watch the Clippers series. I think it's on Hulu. So, yeah, definitely need to check that out. But like I said, this is the HBO category. We're not talking about that shit. House of Dragons made its debut on Sunday. Oh, season 2 is back, baby. And that's what I need to do now. Oh, I just realized the hotel internet sucks. And I was trying to load the Pivot episode earlier with Antonio Brown. And I couldn't. I had to put it on 240p. And it still buffered. Oh, this is excruciating. I might just have to get my Xbox and watch it on the Netflix app. Which my Xbox is going to have to download. Thank God there's an Ethernet cord here. But, I hope that's a little bit better. But, God damn it. Shit. Man, I was really looking forward to watch that. So, if this is not out on Thursday, it will be out when I get home on Friday, unfortunately. I just uploaded the non-video version to YouTube, and that uploaded faster than I expected it to. So we'll see. But I believe that's it for this week. Make sure to leave a like and a comment on each video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Anything helps. Help out that algorithm. Make us be seen by more people. We love it. June's going off, baby. And I'm digging it. I'm digging these numbers. Hoagies and Pierogis is also available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week. And we're going to leave you with this. Much.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? No one above the law entertainment. I am crazy.